Alright guys, welcome back. This is Doki Doki Literature Club. The goal is to finish this tonight, is what I'm going to try to do. We'll see. I'm doing this a little bit differently. Last time I recorded with my regular recording software. Turn that down slightly. And that was fine and all, but as I've been told and as I've seen, the game files seem to update as you play the game with, stuff that I mentioned as of last time. So this time what I'm going to be doing a little bit differently is I've got OBS recording display capture. So if I need to, I can do this. I can pull in a screen of like what's happening, and we can see it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I've got this to the side because I've been told to keep that open during the recording because stuff is going to change. So we're going to do that. Now it does appear that OBS has a very brief blackout for like 2 or 3 seconds while I switch out and into the game. Just something we're going to have to deal with, but it's it's not that big of a deal, and it'll be helpful for me. I won't have to do as much editing. So, I've been told another couple of interesting things. One is that apparently during the last scene, where all the spookiness was happening with the hanging, Sayuri, that's her name. I don't know why I'm forgetting that, but people were like, man, they deleted her from the game and your memories. That apparently you couldn't load in that scene. Another thing that I found kind of interesting is, I didn't realize this until I was kind of reading back. It's really nice being able to edit these videos. There was a pretty big scene with Monica where you read her poem and it's called Save Me, and then at the end it says Load Me. I didn't think much about that, but I'm kind of wondering if that was something I was supposed to have done. So let's see what happens if I load the save. File error, character Sayuri character, the file is missing or corrupt. Starting new game. Okay. I kind of thought that was going to happen. So is that whole save, like, is anything related to that save, like, completely dead? Oh, they're gone. Excellent. Okay. Guess they are. I kind of expected this. I kind of thought I was going to get a different adventure. Alright. Well, clearly I think I'm missing my Japanese language pack and other language packs. There's a division symbol in there. I've seen an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is... I'm gonna try that. Uli Jin Nin Nelset, my neighbor. Oiji Nelset? The kind of friend you never see yourself making today. I have a feeling I'm gonna probably skim through this. I might not read it all, because obviously it seems like some of this is gonna be the same. And I've been told I should be able to finish all this in another 3 hours. That's the plan for tonight. I like how her name is consistent. Oiji Nilset. Oh, no, oh, I'm not sure I'm okay with that. Whoa. We're gonna leave the lights off still, but I don't know how many more stuff like that I can take. Alright, mornings are usually the worst. Being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. Oh, so this is different. Okay, so it's like Monica's jumping in, she's like, oh no, she doesn't exist. Let me see if anything's changed so far. No, characters are still out. Why is phone vibrate? No vibrate, please. I don't think anything's changed yet. I guess I'll probably notice when things change. Spooky. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average, while spending my free time on games and anime. What a weeaboo. Am I right, guys? There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. Maybe I should join the Doki Doki Literature Club. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Light? Hi, Monica. Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. I think. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use in my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You know what else? I was thinking about this, but I forgot to mention it. The other thing this reminds me of is Pony Island, I think it was. That game. Pony Island was less of a horror game, of course, less spooky. But it was, it still sort of explored the idea of breaking the fourth wall and glitchy games and, that kind of stuff. Pretty interesting, if I remember it. I watched someone play through it. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. I'm a little suspicious of your piano that you've been practicing, actually. I thought about that too. I'm really suspicious about everything she does, because everything is either strange or could be construed as being strange. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Oh, not a good game to play at 11 p.m. at night. Literature? That sounds kinda dull. Oh, believe me, it's not. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. You need to stop, glitching. You're probably scaring people away, to be honest. But it's really not boring at all, Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps their manga collection in the club room. Wait, did I hear manga? I like manga. Really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Girls, manga. This is sounding pretty good. It's not like I've ever had any childhood friends or anything. I'm just a big loser. Hey, Light. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? No. I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure. I guess I could check it out. Yeah, awesome. You're really sweet, Light, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go, then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Am I? And thus, Today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. They used the same line there. He sold his soul for a muffin. And, I thought about that. It's kind of funny. Like I said, when you're, the really nice thing, there's a lot of annoying things about playing games as a Let's Play. But one of the really nice things is having that rewind button and being able to rewatch anything. And I really feel like this is, once again, foreshadowing for that. He may have sold his soul to Monica. And, it's foreshadowing for the future. I mean, we already know, I guess, but it's more foreshadowing. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Oh, no, okay. Oh. I'm so on edge right now. I'm so on edge. Anything that happens is just like, oh, man. Even this thing, okay, real talk, real talk. I, lost a decent chunk of sleep last night because I was, kind of freaking out about this game after I finished editing it. I need to finish this game sooner. I'm going to never sleep again. Even, the theme kind of, makes me nervous. Okay. That's 2 strikes. Third one, I'm turning on the lights. I think it's what we're doing. I'm back. And I brought a guest with me. Girl, oh, whoa, okay, yeah, we're turning on the lights. Sorry. There's just no way. There's no way that I'm gonna play this whole thing with the lights off. It's not happening at all. Girl 1, I need you to get your stuff together here, okay? A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Light. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls, Sugoi. So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So, I ran into Light in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica? Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. I can already hear my voice cracking, and it's like, oh no. It's coming through in my voice now. I'm just gonna fall over in 3 seconds if anything remotely startling happens. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Light? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here. Because you're a nerd and all, but we'll make you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I feel like at some point they're going to flash me an image of our dear friend whose name escapes me, of her hanging, just for I don't know, maybe half a second. It's gonna happen at some point, and I'm gonna freak out because I can already see it happening. As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. And that line too, that line makes me nervous. What does that mean? Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us, before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. This seems fairly familiar. I'm gonna start speeding up a little bit. I believe you. What do you like to read, nerd? Do you read the anime? Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Manga? Not much of a reader. Well, you know, that can change. Let's see. See, I'm kind of wondering, because my save got, quote, corrupted, and it started me on a new game, because that kind of seems like the progression of the story. You're supposed to play it through once, get bad end, and then you basically get forced to start on a new playthrough, and that's part of the storyline, if that makes sense, of the whole game. I'm kind of wondering if it might be the case where all routes lead to the same conclusion, you know, with your friend dying. Like, of course, you might get some slightly different dialogue, but it all ends the same, is kind of what I'm thinking. We're going to find that out when we finish. That's kind of what I'm going to be looking into when we're done. Oh man, let's watch how Yuri's been really boring. I read a horror book once. My father was a horror book. I'm just kind of worried that I might skip through something spooky if I'm clicking too fast. Did she talk about this before? I don't remember this before. She might have said this. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, usually... Oh, okay, so, no. I think that might have been there from before. Write your own poems? I'm kind of half inclined to almost cut some of this out, so I don't have to keep filling empty space while I rapidly click through lines of text. So I may end up doing that, cutting out brief sections as it seems unimportant. Although there is the possibility that I might miss something. I'll try to keep my my raw video files on hand for a little bit longer in case someone mentions something I missed. My skip button's not working either, I realized. It skips grayed out, so I can't skip. Which means it's considered new text in terms of the visual novel, even though it's, not new for us, I guess. Oh, okay, that's mildly important. So, we're talking about writing a poem. That thing's going about the same. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Light? Hold on, there's still one problem. I didn't agree to join the club. Yeah, exactly. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Light. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. Ah, you're fishing for members. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. They just keep disappearing, almost. And if we don't find one more before the festival, bad stuff will happen. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? Sayuri, that's her name. I don't know why her name escapes me so much, but it does, and it's kind of aggravating. I feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. Aside from Monica, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. Doki Doki. The girl's eyes light up, one by one. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Light? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super annoyed. Light, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting. Monica looks over at me once more. Light, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. See, that could be pretty suspicious as well. Really, everything's suspicious if you think about it. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you all tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Alright. Oh, I've unlocked a special poem. What's the special poem gonna be? Oh. Special poem. Alright, of course I do. Today I cut my skin open for the first time. It was exhilarating. I think I understand how so-and-so feels now. I'm supposed to be the responsible one, though, so I don't think I'll be doing it again unless I decide to kill myself. I left a memento of the occasion below. That was from my hamburger. It's a little ketchup. They put too much on it at the Burger King. So who is this? This could be, of course, Sayuri. It would make sense because she suffers from depression. But she doesn't exist, so maybe that's why it's special. Alright, it looks like we only have 2 girls here. want to get some different stories, so we're going to go less Sugoi cute and Doki Doki and everything. We're going to go with the other girl. Now, if I remember right, this other girl, she likes dark stuff. So if we go with, like, death, she likes that. So we're gonna go with, like, the darkest, evilest things we can find. Unstable? Sure. Agonizing. Oh, that's a good word. Grief? Grief's pretty bad. Inferno? Not quite a bad word. Despise. Oh, despise is a pretty bad word, isn't it? Like, not like bad, like, oh, don't say the bad words, you know, like, that's a pretty dark word. Defeat? Dark is a dark word. Let's see. Broken. Misery. That's another dark word. Massacre. Hey, we're getting somewhere good now. Pout? That's more cute than dark. Marriage? Whatever. I don't care. I don't even know if this... Honestly, I'm kind of at the point now where I don't even know if this matters, because I'm kind of feeling like maybe it all just leads to a central route anyway, as part of the story. And you just get a couple different bits of dialogue, so it might not even really matter that much. Skipping? Skipping is too cute. It's anime. Oh, I do like the anime. Contamination. Oh, yeah. It's a pretty dark word. Graveyard. Oh, yeah, that's what we like here. Wrath? Disaster. Yeah, disaster. Pain. Electricity. Fear. That's what I like. I like terror. Flee? Man, she's really Doki Dokiing over that. I don't know if any of these are particularly evil. Special. Just like our special poem. Hi again, Light. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. It's the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, whoa. Hey there. Your mouth was gone for just a little bit. You're good now, though. Thanks for keeping your promise, Light. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. In fact, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if it's such short sections I'm planning on cutting, I might just speed them up. It's not bad. This music is pitched up, isn't it? This music's totally pitched up and sped up. Oh, that's gonna start wearing on me a bit too. That's the worst part, like, the main theme of the game is so catchy. And I got it stuck in my head, and every time I thought about it, I got just, like, a little bit nervous. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan just to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Hey, you're in the way of the text. Natsuki, something certainly have a big... Actually. Oh, I can't see that line yet. Certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. Monica, you're in front of the box. I can't read. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Sorry, Light. We'll make sure to put your comfort first. Do you want to read some books, nerd? You don't really want to? Forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to become part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Oh, crap. Oh, crap, I didn't pay attention. Oh, crap. Some more text documents came up. I think these two are new. Can you hear me? That might have been from when we got that special poem. This little devil inside all of us, beneath their manufactured perception, their artificial reality is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find, into their willpower. Oh, this is a poem, I think. Yeah. Into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or into a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable tangled mess is already present in every single one of them. That's why I chose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. This is a poem for Monica. I'm pretty sure. She's describing the girls in her club, because remember how we got those kind of like dark poems that looked like they were holding some demons in them too? This is from Monica. She's saying she's not blaming themselves for their actions, all she did was untie the knot. She basically started it, but then she let them go. Can you hear me? .txt. Copyright. Okay, that might already been in there. I can't remember. Oh, this is not going well. Are you sure? Oh, in fact, the background's tilted, and I think Yuri's a little bit larger on the screen, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on doing something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you want. I think this is about the same. Yeah, this is about the same. Phew. We can read it at your own pace. Oh, okay. Room is not tilted anymore. Now everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities. Doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be in the first few pages. Crap, I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and her eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, you can see it on the recording, too. I don't know if that's something important. Oh, no, her eyes, like, messed up. Look at that. That's what it is. Her eyes, like, all out of its socket. I didn't actually notice that at first, or if that was it. Is it still moving? Her eye's still moving. Oh. I noticed that at about her neckline, there's a 1 pixel wide seam on her face. I assume this is just like something they pasted over her character model, in terms of like development. If I was focused, I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so that's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Oh, your eye got fixed, and the neckline's gone, yeah. I didn't even notice the eye. I was like, that neckline looks strange. It's like, there's like a pixel cut in it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. If you ever hear me just stop talking for a bit, I'm glancing over at the folder, trying to see if anything's changed. I'm gonna try to check it every 5 minutes or so if I can. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned... That's relatable? Religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. You know, pretty relatable, actually. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a bit of a spoiler. Excuse me? And that's relatable. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kinda dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Light? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. You know, relatable, right? Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Does the history log say that too? Oh no, it just uses regular text. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body... excuse me? What did that say? I missed that. Guess I'll find that out when I'm editing. Once again, a nice thing where you can just kind of freeze frame something and get what it was saying. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Oh, the other thing I want to say, I never mentioned this, but one of my favorite things that I think made the last ending so incredibly spooky to me was the fact that the text advanced on its own. When you open the door and you find Sayuri dead, I think he says like Sayuri, and that text appears on the screen for like maybe a quarter of a second, and then it goes away and you see what happens. The fact that it advanced itself, that kind of scared me. And they are doing that a few times in here as well. You can't quite tell because you don't know when I'm advancing text, but like that line right there, it advanced itself off the screen before I could, read it all the way, and I didn't proceed with that, so that kind of thing kind of makes me nervous too. I'm not good with scary games if I haven't said that before. I'm pretty sure I've said it a lot. So this is not a good game for me to be playing. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yes, I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I am. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence. Oh, no, don't do that. Over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting. Something spooky's about to happen. But the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Oh no. Oh no, I don't want to advance this. No, something bad's gonna happen. This is why I don't play scary games. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Oh, okay. Sorry. Just bathing in the feeling of your something, body, blood. Yuri, you apologize a lot, don't you? Can we go back to Natsuki? She's cute. I don't know if I like Yuri. I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Oh, Doki Doki. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it makes it kinda difficult to turn the page. Here. I think what I'm gonna end up doing... I'm kinda figuring out how I want to edit this on the fly here. I'm probably, for some of those scenes where the text flickers for a second, I think I'm gonna give you guys maybe like a good second or two of a freeze frame of like what the text said before it went away. Just because I think it's kind of interesting, and I kind of want to read it myself. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page, and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Yeah, that's not Yuri voice. To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue our reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kinda reminds me of you a little bit. Oh, the one with the limbs off? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Baka, definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. Don't like this face here, it's a little spooky. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant, the limbs thing. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. Look at these totally not insane eyes. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. Not insane. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. What's up with all these people rushing out of the classroom? Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Light? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. Not that you don't act a little strange. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry. I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with the sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she's probably dead, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking... I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. I need to see Natsuki. Hopefully she's got nothing too spooky going on with her. Natsuki, I still love you. Please, don't be spooky. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I share mine with her first. Every time I expect a new character to come in, it's like I'm expecting them to kind of do something strange. You know, glitch their way in or whatever. Light, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? Not a baka. I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. I picked like 20 random words from a word generator, and they were all pretty dark, I gotta say. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Baka. Still the same poem. Alright. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because... Everyone in high school thinks that writing is to be all sophisticated and stuff. Pretty sure this is all exactly the same. But, you know, I like my poem. Yeah, we're gonna skip forward a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that was mostly the same. Highlight? Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like not glitching into the game, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. That line, alright? That line. I remember that line when I was editing and I was like, oh man, because she says, I'm always listening. And we're kind of, towards the end, we're like, how do you know these things? You know, you weren't there. How do you know that I saw, whatever her name is again, Sayuri. How do you know I saw Sayuri? And how do you know that, you know, all these things happened? I think it's because she's always listening. I'm not exactly sure what that means yet, but I think that's another foreshadowing moment. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled, and nothing spooky has quite happened in the past, like 5 minutes, and that's making me nervous, because something will happen, and then I'm gonna get scared again. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Start going a little bit faster. Great job, Light! I was going oh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. Like suicide. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Huh, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. In graveyards, sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri, you're not dead! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident. Okay, that's about the same. Okay, this is about this. I think this is the same. But this is different. I think this is different. Hole in a wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused. I think this is a continuation of the last poem. He wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right here. He's right here. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. I'm trying to think about this. See, because once I got suspicious of everything, I started analyzing everything kind of while I was editing again. The hole in the wall, I'm kind of wondering if maybe, because see, Monica seems to be able to break the fourth wall, which would kind of make you believe that maybe she can see you as a character, so to speak, if that makes sense. Within the story, she can see someone looking at her through a, quote, hole in the wall. And I think... I can't remember the first poem, so I'd have to go back and look at it. In fact, that'll take me a while to find. I'm not going to do it now, but I'll probably do it later while editing. She mentions, like, someone looking at her through the hole. And I'm almost wondering if that's us watching this computer screen, looking at the game, and she can see us back. And then, swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So what does that mean? Is it that she's able to use her pen to do something? Maybe her poems are allowing her to do something. Maybe. Perhaps. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular. A lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Wonder if that has something to do with the fact that we're going to verbally read out poems out loud. And maybe that's how she's able to control others or control this game or something? Perhaps? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. Guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. That's important too, but I don't know how, what it means exactly. Just that she recently had an epiphany and it's been influencing her poems. Something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down, that's the same. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. That sounds almost like symbolism for something. So just move your hand and go with the flow. I wonder if that's like something. I might be reading too deeply into some of these things now, but I wonder if that has something to do with the cursor. Saying don't let it sit in one spot for too long, or here, let's read that. You just get a big dark puddle of ink. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm kind of wondering if you can relate that to if you keep your cursor in the same spot for too long, you get a big dark puddle of blood, maybe? I'm not sure, like someone will die. So just move your hand, which of course you would do with a mouse, and go with the flow. Might be reading into that too much. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. And I guess we'll talk to Yuri next. Don't do anything spooky. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. You liked the suicide part? And the graveyards? Oh, I like that part. Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Ooh. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits. That sounds familiar. Having been through that myself, I learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. Yeah, I remember her talking about this. Nothing particularly spooky, other than slight foreshadowing, is really happening here. Almost like they're giving me a break just long enough that I'm going to let down my guard, which of course is happening. Alright, so we're going to read her poem now. I think. Okay, so this is the same poem. Let me read into this a bit more, because I don't know if I really got anything from this last time. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last to get replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Yeah, no idea. The sickening blue-green hue of the future, I think means something, but I'm not sure what it means. Anyway. Sorry I have such terrible handwriting. I think this is all gonna be about the same. Let's read over that for a second. Wanted to write something more mild. The story isn't about a ghost. Remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. So that's just telling me, of course, I need to look into it more, I think, than just like a simple face value poem. I think. The subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. Hold on. Is that referring to Sayuri, maybe? Which, of course, I can't look at the poem again. That's a little annoying. Oh well. The subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Maybe it's Sayuri, I'm not sure. Or it could be about Yuri, I don't know. Whew. Guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. I was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Oh, the pitch shift happened again. Doki Doki! Yeah. See, this is normal, though. Pretty sure this is normal. Is it just that little section of the song that they pitch shifted up? That's diabolical. You won't even hardly notice it. But it'll still make you nervous, I think. Even if they're just being nice. There's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. There's a literature club. I sigh. Across the room, Monika's writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper. Is this the part where they fight about the poems? I haven't made a save ever since all that badness happening. I made a joke. I'm like, we have 9 freaking pages of saves, and then someone laughed at me. Which is funny because, as you can tell, my saves are gone. So, we probably don't even need more than 1. It's funny. So read in tandem. So this language. I think... Oh no, can we stop? Oh. Hold on. Can we slow down? Can we slow down just a little bit? Oh. This is a little much. Oh god, what's happening? Oh. I think it's... I don't know. I'm gonna look at this history now. Anyway, I think something changed here. She made fun of the girl's boobs, and then she called her edgy, which I don't remember that from before. Alright, things are getting spooky again. See? Saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves as they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What's wrong with you? Baka, yeah, go on. Let Light hear everything you really think. I'm sure it'll be head over heels for you after this. Ah! Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me, as if she just noticed I was standing here. Light, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I get dragged? Oh, God. Okay. Oh. I'm getting kind of disturbed. I don't even know what to choose because I don't know what it was. Natsuki's not scary. Oh, that's not an option. That's not me zooming in on the video, by the way. Monica? Monica, no. Monica, what are you doing? Monica. Monica, can you... No. No. Hey, Light? Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Are you gonna hit me with the stick? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. I just want to once again remind everyone, I did mention this. I didn't zoom in on that like I have been in the past. That was the game zooming in every time I clicked on Natsuki. Haha. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'll be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. Or, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, Bak. Yuri's rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. Oh, there's the insane eyes again. Oh. I don't know if I believe you, but sure. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Light. Please, don't hate me. Please! I'm not like this. I only like the limbs a little bit. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. 100%. She won't even remember it. Oh no. Oh no, Monica's like brainwashing them. And she realizes there's something wrong with her too. No way! No way! They put Sayuri hanging in the background. Are you serious? No way. Oh. No way. I figured they were going to show it to me again at some point, but the slow, realization dawning on me is arguably worse. That it's been in the background for probably quite a few lines of dialogue here, and I just didn't notice it. Oh. Maybe we should join the anime club after all. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something. If I click on that image, does something different happen? Maybe. She keeps glancing at Monica. No, I can click on it, nothing happens. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility for today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I just need to take down this poster of our non-existent friend hanging in the background, because that's a little weird, you know. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Light. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate... Oh! That wasn't very Doki Doki at all. Oh no. It's a bad game. Bad game. We should have gone with Natsuki. She's so much cuter and she doesn't like limbs. It's a good thing I don't have to go to work until late tomorrow, because there's a decent chance I'm not going to get any sleep until the morning. I'm going to take a quick break and go grab some water, because I am out again. See you guys in a bit.